Hello guys, this is Alfie with Rebuild Maui Org. Hey, welcome everybody. I just wanted to give you an update what's going on here on Maui. It's today is November 16th. The fires were on August 8th, so that's a little over 3 months now, and we really haven't seen much progress since August, unfortunately. For myself, we lost our home. We haven't been allowed to re-enter the burn zone to sift through, our rubble or remains to see if there was anything that we could salvage. There have been some families who have been allowed back in, but aren't one of them, and that's unfortunate. So if there are still families who haven't been allowed back in, that just gives you an idea of how far away we are from actually getting to rebuild, because we haven't even picked up our remains from there. So we're still years out, man. And because after everyone goes through, then there's the cleanup, right? And so, they'll have big machines come out there and just, scrape the land clean. So that's one update. We're still very much in the, recovery process, if you want to call that, in terms of our personal belongings, and go see what's left of our homes and belongings. Now, I'm going to give you an update on displaced families. So right now we've got about 6,200 people who are displaced and living in hotel shelters. And of those 6,200 people, there's about 3,500 families, okay? Now, the way it works in these shelters is you're given about 30 days of stay time. So if for instance, November, they'll say, hey, you're going to be here. We can guarantee you 30 days, and that's it. And it's really unnerving to get that notice, because if you only get 30 days, that means you only have 30 days to find a new place to live. And if you ask, well, what does that mean? What happens at 31 days? And they can't tell you what happens, right? They'll just say, well, just take it day by day and just see, we'll see what happens then. Which, it just doesn't work for families who are really needing to heal and needing some peace of mind. So that's the story with the shelters and how much time you get to stay there or live there. And it's just a really, really hard environment to be in. I think you won't hear anybody in the shelters who is asking to stay, asking to live there. Nobody wants to stay there. In some cases, there are people staying in hotel rooms that don't have kitchens, and they just want to cook a meal. I spoke to a gal a couple days ago, and she's a nutritional expert, or professional, I should say, and she's dying to cook her own meals, and it's really making her sad, because, as you know, food affects your mood and your health and your well-being. And I think the community is doing a great job right now of providing meals and free food, and so are the hotels. But that's after a few days of that, you just want a home-cooked meal. I really appreciated all the meals that we were gotten given to us, and some of them were excellent, and they were well thought. They were really thoughtful and delicious. But I just wanted a home-cooked meal. So my heart goes out to those people who are still in those circumstances. And there was a really unfortunate incident about 2 weeks ago. We had 200 displaced people, right, from the fires that were stationed or assigned to the Hyatt Hotel, and they were kicked out or evicted, unfortunately, which is really sad, because they weren't given any alternative housing. They were simply booted out of the hotels, and this is where it becomes really sad, is they were relocated to county parks and beaches, and in some cases they were given tents to live in, I don't know. I just don't know how that could be. Now, let me tell you, once I researched what had happened, was FEMA had issued these 200 people what they call transitory or transitional payment. Now, what that is for families who are leaving the shelter and they found housing, long-term housing. So they transition, that's transitional payment. And these people did not request or ask, and they certainly didn't find long-term housing. But FEMA has their financial information, and so they just instantly wired this $3,000 payment into their accounts, which on the FEMA system look like they were moving out, and they no longer are eligible for services anymore because they've transitioned from shelter to long-term. And it was really sad. A lot of these people were just beside themselves, and there were children included in this 200, and even a preemie. It was so sad, right? A little premature born baby was also included in that displacement. And that just can't happen. You can't have these clerical errors, if that's what you want to call it. Some people suspect that it wasn't a clerical error, that this was intentional. They just want to thin out the crowd as we continue to prepare for tourists to come in. And that goes along with what a lot of us have been saying, that it's a little early to have tourists come back in. Not because we don't want you here. We definitely want tourists here. We just would prefer that they spend their time on the other parts of the island that aren't affected like we are, because as I know firsthand, a lot of the people who were affected by this fire, they're expected to go to work and have a smile and be cheery and just really provide great service, when they're not in the right frame of mind to provide the best service. They're not in a position to be their best selves and take care of people, because right now they need to be taken care of. So it is still too early for tourism on the west side of Maui, which is Lahaina. The other parts of Maui is wonderful. They're beautiful. In fact, we like going there to take a break from what's happening here on the west side. So we invite everyone, please visit all the other parts of Maui and Hawaii. But I would say, for now, until we find some housing solutions for the families that are living in the shelters, please, refrain from occupying the west side. And that's just one thing we would request from everyone out there who might be watching this. And we've got some events that are coming up, and if you guys are interested in helping, you can take a look at our website. There is one important ask. I hear I hear a lot of families asking for air purifiers. Now, as you can see, the wind is blowing. Now, where the fire started up in Lahaina Luna Road, there's quite a few schools up there. In fact, my kids go to school up there. When it's windy like this, I don't have them go to school, because it's just, in my opinion, it's too dangerous. When I go to Lahaina Luna just to do some work, I can tell the air quality is very different. I can actually feel it and taste it in the back of my throat, and I often take my mask with me, my respirator, with the cartridges, because I know very well that those particles are really fine, and they can really wreak havoc in someone's body. So air purifiers, if you want to send them out here, they actually have them at Home Depot and Lowe's and Walmart. I've done pickups where families have bought them, and then we go pick them up for families, and then we can deliver those. If you want to do a donation, on our website, you can make donations. And the schools, I know, could use air purifiers. I know the families that are still living up Lahaina Luna can use air purifiers. So that's still something I think that we really, really need. And all the donation hubs right now are out of them. So for all those who donated air purifiers previously, thank you. They've all gone to homes, and now we need more. So we'd ask if you could do that. That'd be wonderful. Reach out to us if you have any questions on how you can help with that. And that's the update for now. Thank you so much for being interested in what's happening here on Maui. I really appreciate you guys, and thank you.